Listen to me. Too many of you are waiting. You're waiting for someone to come tap you on the shoulder and say, "It's your turn." You're waiting for approval, for permission, for the perfect time. But let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. There's no moment when the world suddenly clears a path and says, "Go ahead, now it's easy." That moment doesn't exist. The people you admire, the ones who are setting the standard, they didn't wait. They didn't need someone to tell them they were ready. They decided they were ready. You've got to stop waiting for the teacher, the coach, your parents, your friends to set the tone. You've got to decide right now that you're going to be the example. That you're going to be the one who walks into the room and changes the atmosphere. Because when you walk in with purpose, when you walk in with discipline, people notice. They might not say it out loud, but they feel it. They feel your energy. They see your work ethic. They recognize that you've set the bar higher, and whether they admit it or not, they start adjusting theirs. That's what leadership really is. It's not about titles or popularity. It's about influence. It's about saying, "I'm going to move differently. I'm going to work differently. I'm going to think differently." You might not even have to say a word, but your actions speak so loud that people have no choice but to pay attention. You become the walking standard of excellence, and that right there is how change begins. But see, some of you think being the example means being perfect. It doesn't. It means being consistent. It means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means doing your best work when nobody's watching. It means studying a little longer, practicing a little harder, and pushing a little further. Because every time you do that, you're showing others what's possible. You're showing them what it looks like to not settle. You're showing them that discipline beats motivation every single day. When I was coming up, I learned real quick people don't follow words, they follow results. You can talk about your dreams all day, but if your work doesn't back it up, nobody's listening. So, if you really want to be respected, stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. When your classmates see you giving everything in the classroom, when they see you focused and locked in, it forces them to question their own effort. You become that reminder that they could be doing more too. That's what setting the standard looks like. It's not just about being good. It's about being committed. It's about walking with a sense of urgency. It's about having pride in how you carry yourself. You've got to get to the point where your name means something. When people hear your name, they should think, "Oh yeah, that's the one who doesn't play around. That's the one who gets it done. That's the one who shows up." You want to change your environment. Then raise your level. Be the first to show up, the last to leave. Be the one who brings the energy, not the one who drains it. Be the student who takes every opportunity seriously. Stop waiting for the example. Be the example. Because the truth is, when you set the standard, you give others permission to rise. You make it okay for people to care again, to try again, to dream again. And that's how you shift everything, not by talking about what's wrong, but by showing what right looks like. So don't wait for someone to tell you it's your turn. Don't wait for the applause, the recognition, or the perfect moment. Step up, set the tone, and be the standard. Every single day you get a choice, not once a week, not once a semester, every single day. The question is, what are you choosing? Because excellence isn't something that happens when the stars align. It's not something that magically appears when everything feels right. Excellence is a decision. It's a choice you make when nobody's watching, when it's inconvenient, when you'd rather quit, but you don't. See, some people think excellence is a skill. They think it's something you're born with, like you either have it or you don't. But that's not how it works. Excellence isn't talent, it's commitment, it's a lifestyle, it's showing up on time. It's paying attention in class when your mind wants to drift. It's rewriting your notes instead of scrolling on your phone. It's staying up an extra hour to finish the assignment because you said you were going to give your best. That's what separates average from exceptional asterisk choices. Asterisk, the problem is, too many of us make choices based on how we feel instead of what we said we'd do. You can't live like that and expect greatness. You can't chase comfort and expect excellence to show up. Because excellence doesn't live in comfort, it lives in consistency. It lives in the grind, in the discipline, in doing the small things right over and over again. You ever wonder why some students always seem to be one step ahead? It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's habits. It's what they do every day. They've made excellence a habit. They don't just work hard when someone's grading them. They work hard because that's asterisk who they are. Asterisk when they say, I'm going to do it, they do it. They don't need someone checking on them, reminding them, pushing them. Their standard is already set. You've got to make up your mind that from now on, you're going to live by a higher code. You're not going to move like everybody else. You're not going to let laziness, excuses, or distractions lower your standard. Every day you wake up, ask yourself, what am I going to do today that gets me closer to my goals? And then do it. Don't talk about it, do it, because the people who win, the ones who make it, they don't wait until they feel motivated. They asterisk act their way into motivation. Asterisk and look, I get it, some days you're tired. Some days it feels like the effort isn't paying off. You give everything you've got, and still, you don't see the results right away. But that's where most people mess up. They quit too soon. They stop before the breakthrough. You've got to understand that excellence doesn't give instant rewards. It takes time, patience, and persistence. You plant seeds today, and sometimes they don't grow until months later. But if you keep watering them with discipline, they will grow. Think about this. Every time you take a shortcut, every time you say it's good enough, you're teaching yourself to settle. You're programming your brain to accept average, but when you choose to go the extra mile, even when it doesn't matter, even when nobody's looking, you're building a reputation with yourself. You're saying, I can trust me, and that's powerful, because when you trust yourself, when you know you'll follow through, your confidence goes through the roof. So I need you to make a decision, not tomorrow, not next week. Asterisk today. Asterisk make the decision that from this moment on, you're going to chase excellence like your life depends on it. You're going to give your best effort in everything you touch, because your habits today are writing the story of your tomorrow. Don't let anyone outwork you, focus you, or discipline you, because excellence isn't found in the big moments, it's built in the small ones. It's built every single day by the choices you make when nobody's watching, and if you can master that, you won't just reach the standard, you'll set it. Let me tell you something, too many people are lowering their standards just to fit in. Too many people are shrinking their effort because they don't want to stand out. They don't want to be the one who looks too serious, or the one who tries too hard. But that's exactly why most people stay average, because they'd rather blend in than rise up. Listen to me, if you keep lowering your bar to match everyone else's, you will never reach your potential. You weren't built to blend in, you were built to asterisk set the tone. Asterisk every time you choose to do less than you're capable of, you're teaching yourself that mediocrity is okay. You're telling your mind, good enough is enough. But good enough never built greatness. Good enough never changed the world. Good enough never opened doors or created opportunities. If you want something different, you've got to move different. You've got to raise the bar, not for others, but for yourself, because when you raise your standard, you raise your results. And let's be real, raising the bar isn't comfortable. It's not easy to hold yourself accountable when no one else does. It's not easy to go all in when everyone around you is coasting. But that's the point. The standard you set in the dark is what separates you in the light. When you study harder, when you push further, when you demand more from yourself, people will notice. They might laugh at first, they might call you extra or overdoing it, but give it time. The same people laughing now will be the ones asking how you did it later. You've got to make a decision. Are you going to live at their level, or are you going to make them reach for yours? Because when you raise your standard, you challenge everyone around you to do better. Excellence is contagious. When people see you showing up early, paying attention, putting effort into everything you do, they start questioning their own habits. You give them a reason to want more from themselves. That's leadership not by talk, but by example. Think about the classroom, the team, the workplace, wherever you are. There's always someone who dictates the energy, right? Someone who sets the pace. Be that person. Don't wait for someone else to raise the bar. Do it yourself. If the class is quiet, be the one who engages. If the group project is falling apart, be the one who steps up. If everyone else is slacking, be the one who gives it 100%. You're not responsible for what others do, but you are responsible for the standard you keep. And I need you to understand something. When you raise your bar, you're not just improving your grades, your performance, or your outcomes. You're building character. You're building habits that will serve you for life, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you cut corners now, you'll cut corners later. But if you demand greatness from yourself now, you'll carry that same energy into every area of your life, your career, your relationships, your goals. Don't let comfort trick you. Don't let other people's laziness influence your effort. You've got to protect your standard. You've got to protect your hunger, because the truth is, average is crowded, but excellence is empty. Most people don't want to climb because it's too hard, but that's exactly why you've got to climb, because at the top there's space, there's freedom, there's opportunity. So stop lowering your effort to match your environment. Stop adjusting your fire to make others feel comfortable. You weren't born to blend in, you were born to stand out. When you raise your standard, the right people will rise with you, and the rest will fade away. Keep your bar high, because if you don't, the world will try to lower it for you. Never match their energy. Make them match yours. Every time you put your name on something, it speaks for you. Your work, your effort, your attitude, that's your signature. You might not realize it right now, but everything you do is leaving a mark. The way you take notes, the way you submit that assignment, the way you participate in class, it's all writing your story. And the question is, what's your signature saying about you? Because some of you are signing your name with excellence, while others are signing with excuses. When you turn in a project, when you show up to practice, when you clock in to work, your effort is the message you're sending to the world. You're saying, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. So if you're giving 50%, if you're doing just enough to get by, that's the story people will remember. That's what your name becomes attached to: half effort, half care, half focus. But if you give 100%, if you give it your all every time, then your name starts to mean something. It becomes a symbol of excellence, consistency, and pride. See, it's not about the grade or the trophy, it's about ownership. It's about saying, if my name is on it, I'm proud of it. That's the kind of mindset successful people live by. They don't turn in sloppy work because they understand their effort is a reflection of their identity. They don't take shortcuts because they know shortcuts lead to short-lived results. They don't need to be told to care. They care because it's personal. Their name is on the line, and that means everything. I want you to think about it like this. If your name was a brand, how valuable would it be right now? If someone saw your name attached to a project, would they expect greatness or just average? Because your habits are shaping your reputation, and your reputation will open or close doors for you in the future. You can't say you want success and then sign your name to mediocrity. You can't say you want respect and then produce something that even you know isn't your best. The truth is, nobody remembers what you meant to do. They remember what you actually did. You can have all the potential in the world, but potential without execution means nothing. You can talk about how smart you are, how talented you are, how big your dreams are, but at the end of the day, your work will do the talking. Your effort will introduce you before you even open your mouth. And this is what separates the greats from everyone else. They take everything personally. They don't say, it's just homework, or it's just practice. No, they treat every opportunity like it matters, because they understand it all adds up. It's training, it's preparation, it's building muscle memory for excellence. Every small effort you give with pride strengthens your ability to deliver under pressure later. You're training your mind to never accept average as enough. So, when you walk into that classroom, when you step into that meeting, when you start that project, remember, your name is on the line. Don't just do it to get it done. Do it to prove something to yourself. Do it to show that when your name is attached to something, it stands for quality. It stands for discipline. It stands for heart. You've got to be so consistent in your effort that people know your name before they even see your face. When they see your work, they should say, "Oh yeah, I know who did that." That's the power of your signature. It's your legacy, written one effort at a time. So whatever you do, give it your full heart, your full focus, your full pride, because at the end of the day, your effort is your signature, and your signature should always stand for greatness. Some of you keep blaming your environment for why you can't grow. You say, "My school isn't good enough," or "My neighborhood doesn't have opportunities," or "My family doesn't understand." And I get it. Sometimes it really does feel like the world around you is holding you back. But let me tell you something straight. Your environment does not define you. Your standards do. Where you start doesn't decide where you finish. What you demand from yourself does. You can't let your surroundings dictate your level of excellence. You might be in a classroom where people don't care. You might be in a family that doesn't push you. You might live somewhere where no one dreams bigger than survival. But none of that can stop you if you set a higher standard for yourself. You've got to stop waiting for your environment to motivate you and start building your own fire. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Push yourself, because once you raise your internal standard, your external situation starts to shift. See, too many people get stuck because they're matching their energy to their environment. If the people around them are lazy, they slow down too. If no one else is trying, they stop trying. But you can't do that. You've got to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. A thermometer just reflects the temperature. It goes up and down depending on what's happening around it. But a thermostat sets the temperature. That means no matter what's going on around you, you decide what kind of energy, focus, and drive you bring to the room. Maybe you grew up in a place where nobody believed in you. Maybe you've been told, people from here don't make it. You've got to reject that mindset. You've got to tell yourself, I might come from this environment, but it's not going to limit me, because some of the greatest people in the world came from the hardest places. The difference wasn't the environment, it was their standard. They refused to let their surroundings dictate their vision. They demanded more from themselves than anyone expected. You've got to learn how to create your own environment inside of you. Surround yourself with inspiration, even if it's not physically around you. Read, study, listen, observe. Feed your mind with something bigger than what you see. Because the truth is, whatever you constantly feed yourself, that becomes your world. If you keep feeding yourself excuses, your standard will shrink. But if you keep feeding yourself growth, challenge, and belief, your standard will rise. And soon, your environment will have no choice but to rise with it. Let me tell you this, if you want to change your life, stop adjusting to your surroundings and start adjusting your standards. If the people around you don't take school seriously, you take it seriously. If they're satisfied with average, you demand excellence. If they're giving half effort, you give full effort. And when they see your consistency, your energy, your results, they'll start to notice. Some will get uncomfortable, and that's fine. Others will rise to meet you, and that's the real reward. You start becoming the change you wish existed around you. You don't need a perfect environment to be great. You need a powerful standard, because when your standard is high enough, it forces everything around you to shift. Your habits change, your mindset sharpens, your circle evolves. And before you know it, you've created a new environment, not because someone gave it to you, but because you refused to settle for less. So stop blaming where you are and start deciding who you're going to be. You can't control your environment, but you can control your effort, your attitude, your standards. And when your standards rise, your life rises with them. Everybody wants change. Everybody wants things to be better. Better schools, better communities, better opportunities. But here's the truth. Most people are waiting for somebody else to do it. They're waiting for a leader, a system, a miracle. They talk about what needs to change. They complain about what's wrong, but they never look in the mirror. Real change doesn't start with talk, it starts with action. You can't just wish for it. You've got to be it. If you're tired of seeing people give up, then be the one who doesn't quit. If you're tired of seeing laziness, then be the one who works hard. If you're tired of seeing negativity, then be the one who speaks life into others. You can't keep pointing fingers at what's broken if you're not willing to stand up and fix something. You've got to decide that you're done talking about it and ready to live it, because when you live it, when your actions speak louder than your words, you give people hope. You show them that change is possible, not someday, but right now. See, the world doesn't need more critics. It needs more examples. It needs people who will take their pain, their frustration, their disappointment, and turn it into fuel. You don't like how things are, good. Use that frustration to push you. Use it to make you better. Because when you raise your standard, when you demand more from yourself, everything around you starts to shift. The energy changes, the culture changes, the expectation changes, but it all starts with one person deciding, I'm going to be different. You've got to understand change isn't loud. It's not always on social media. It's not always announced. Change happens quietly, in your discipline, in your decisions, in your mindset. It's in waking up early when everyone else sleeps. It's in showing up prepared. It's in being respectful, consistent, focused. Those little things stack up, and before you know it, people start noticing. They start asking, what's different about you? That's when you know you're making an impact, not because you told them, but because they can see it. And here's the thing, when you start moving differently, not everybody will understand. Some people will distance themselves. Some will laugh. Some will try to pull you back down. Don't let that stop you, because change always makes people uncomfortable. The moment you start leveling up, you expose their lack of effort, and not everyone can handle that. But don't you dare lower your standard to make them feel better. Keep walking, keep shining, keep being the example. Because, whether they admit it or not, they're watching you, and one day, your example might be the very thing that pushes them to change too. We all want the world to look different, but the world only changes when we do. You want your school to feel different. Show up with a new level of energy. You want your home to feel different. Start being the one who speaks peace instead of drama. You want your life to feel different. Start doing the things that match the life you're praying for. Stop waiting for the environment to rise. Rise yourself. It's easy to complain, it's easy to talk, but it takes real strength to be the difference. You've got to be willing to stand alone at first, to go against the current, to keep doing right even when no one notices. But that's how leaders are born. That's how change begins, with one person deciding that average isn't enough anymore. So stop talking about what needs to change and start living like the change already began with you. Because when your standard rises, everything connected to you will rise too.